Okay. I think this is up and running. I hope. If not, I guess I'm just talking to myself. It happens from time to time. Anywho, I hope everyone enjoyed the races this weekend. Alex, hello. TP, hello. Um, we're gonna start this thing off with some good old self promotion. Pastel Ninja K, David, hello. Yeah, David, it's playoff time. It's already that time of the year. Season's flown by, if you ask me. But it's time for some self promotion. We have this league. You can make your own playoff bracket, and we have our own league, and you can go join it, and you can go make your own bracket. I have not officially made one yet, as you can see here. My bracket is incomplete. Obviously, I'm going to digitalize it and put it here on the internet so our brackets can all match up and we can see whose is really good or whose isn't. Let me put the link in so you guys can get to it. I'm in my own way. So right now I did a quick fill and I ended up with Austin Dillon, SVG, Christopher Bell, and I don't even know who my fourth is. Chase Briscoe. That's my final four right now. Obviously, that's not going to end up being my final rendition, I don't think, but copy. Click that. There we go. No, not that one. Oops. Bam, bam. So you can join, create your own bracket, put it online. If you have to search up the group, it's just my name. It's the Nikolai P. Culp Bracket League. So I could have come up with something more creative, but at the time I didn't feel creative. So, anywho, yes, I will be filling out my bracket officially on Friday. We will do a normal video. Well, somewhat normal video. We have a midstream announcement that I'm going to make at some point. So, someone's got to remind me. I didn't put it in my tabs. But Matt Smith, hello. Pastel Ninja K, hello. Micah, hello. Very good, Pastel Ninja K. Glad you joined the league, the bracket league, if that's what we want to call it. Powerpuff Boy, hello. Rooting for Josh Berry. Will he make it to the round of 12? It's going to be tough. The tracks line up better for him than others, but they've been wildly inconsistent since that first quarter of the season. So, of course it's possible. Like, I could be super vague and say it's possible, but I would say the odds are not in their favor right now, but all it takes is 3 solid races and they'll advance, but any mistakes on their end and it's over for Barry. Pastel Ninja Case is hot take SVG makes the round of 8. I see, that's the thing, is that seems like a hotter take when you say it out loud, but then when you remember the Roval is in the round of 12, you're either eliminating him in the round of 16 or the round of 8, because either he's not going to do good at Gateway and Bristol and he won't do enough at Darlington to advance, or he finds a way to squeak through to the round of 12 and it doesn't matter how he does at Kansas and New Hampshire because he's going to win at the Roval. And then him making the Final Four is a long shot. So ultimately, it's either the round of 8 or round of 16. If you ask me, of course, there's still technically the shot of him getting eliminated in the 12, but we're all assuming he's going to win the Roval, so it doesn't even matter. Or it matters, but you get my point. Hello, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. David says Tyler Reddick round 12. It's buffering. Oh, boy. Looks fine on my end. For now. That could change. Test. There's like a 5-second delay. Okay. Yeah, it's working. All good. Cool. But thank you, Mark, for the heads up. Just, I mean, things happen from time to time. Internet goes slow for a second. Laptop decides to glitch out. Monitor glitches out because technically I got everything on my monitor over here. Zero Apex, hello. Welcome. Pastel Ninja K says, I've seen enough the past oval races. Oh, for SVG. Yeah. Yeah, Marty, thank you. Yes. So, Monday picks, I would say I have like probably a 5% success rate. And the majority of that has been the Coke Zero 400. In our 2 Monday picks in the history of this channel, we started the Monday after in February of 2024. 2 times have there been a Coke Zero 400, and 2 times have I picked the correct winner. And one of them was Harrison Burton, and he was like 150 to 1 odds. Now, Blaney was probably one of the favorites, so, I mean, take with that what you will. But still, to go 2 for 2 in a single type of race, like, I'll take it. All my other picks may suck. I may miss every other pick all the time, but when it comes Coke Zero 400 time, watch out. Watch out. But I appreciate it, Marty. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, TP Bristol wasn't great for SVG in the spring. Yeah, he qualified terribly. Average running position was like, if I had to guess, 35th, and then he wrecked himself. So, yeah, they can't do that. Unless they somehow find a way to win Darlington, they can't do that. And I think winning Darlington is still a very long shot. I think a top 10 is achievable, but winning is way, way too far up ahead. Micah says Eric Estep brought this up on his show. It's really bizarre to me. Kyle Busch hasn't led a single lap since Kansas in May. Really? That kind of surprises me too. I gotta pull this up. There's no way. Surely he led a lap at like Atlanta or on a road course during a pit cycle. Surely he's led one. Okay, so, oh God, the stats just get worse year by year. 2022 hits and just everything tanks. Except for 2023, there was the 3 wins, but still the top 10s are about the same. The top 5s are barely a tick up from 2022. All right, Kyle Busch, 2025. Okay, so here we go. Laps led. And you are saying the last one was at Kansas. He led a single lap at Kansas. I'll be darned. Wow, he really hasn't led a lap since Kansas. He's only led, I don't want to do math. Tell me, Racing Reference, how many laps? 62 laps. Oh my goodness. Only 62 laps. That's a career low by a mile. His previous career low was last year when he had 230. His previous career low before that was 241, which is in 2023. Previous career low before that was 2021 with Gibbs at 334. So, oof. Man, I think once COVID hit and once they took practice away from him, that's true. That's when you see the numbers tank. I mean, seriously. He had 4 straight seasons of leading 1,000+ laps. And then COVID hits. He only wins 1 race in 2020, leads 516 laps. Still gets 20+ top 10s, and he still does the same in 2021. Only 3 wins, though, and only 800 and something laps combined over those 2 seasons. So, I mean, I really think that conspiracy theory, if it's even a conspiracy theory, that the lack of practice has really hurt Kyle Busch's success, the numbers kind of point to it. So, yeah, it's... We talk about how rough of a year, how rough of a 2 years it's been for Kyle Busch, but really those last couple of years at Gibbs weren't exactly pretty. Now they're prettier than what they were now because he led some laps. He would put himself in contention every once in a while, and he still won 5 races over those last 3 years. But in terms of just that 2015 to 2019 stretch was generational in a sense. I mean, he won... If I come back over here, 5 races in 2015, 4 races in 2016, 5 and 17, 8 and 18, 5 and 19. He was winning almost 6, 7 races a year. So maybe 6 is the better number. But, I mean, when he's winning 4+ races a year over a 5-year period, and then he goes to winning 7 over a 6-year period, like, that's just such a hard fall off. But we saw the same thing with Jimmie Johnson. Jimmie Johnson won 3 races in 2017, and that was right after the championship season 2016. He never won again. I'd like to think Kyle Busch is going to win again. But we've seen in the past, you never know. You never know when it's going to be the last one. You truly never know. Never would have guessed that 2023 New Hampshire would have been Truex's last. Never would have guessed that 2023 or 2022 Richmond would have been Harvick's last, but you never know. Jamie, the lifelong Logano fan, hello. Denver says SVG might not look like the sharpest knife in the playoffs, but he's the most dangerous knife in the playoffs. The other 15 drivers will underestimate him in the first round. I mean, I get what you're saying in terms of, like pre-game. Like if you're pre-game planning in terms of who you're prepping to race against. Like this weekend at Darlington, Denny Hamlin is probably the favorite. If not, it's Kyle Larson. But those two are game planning on racing against each other directly and also having threats from, let's say, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, like some guys who are really good at Darlington or have shown a lot of speed recently. They're game planning for that. They're not game planning on Austin Dillon being up on that mix or SVG being up in that mix with them. So from that aspect, maybe. I mean, I'm not saying SVG is going to go out and win Darlington. Once again, I think that's a long shot, but maybe like the back half of the top 10. So if we come over to the standings here, like Bubba's probably going to run 8th to 12th if we're being realistic. He's probably not game planning on racing head-to-head with SVG at Darlington. Where's SVG? He's up here now. I forgot. He jumped plus 18 because of the playoffs. Some system. Anywho, he's probably not, but SVG, I think, could get a top 10 at Darlington. The other two, I don't know. So I get what you're saying, but it's all based on your point of view, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Mark says something about the connection in Australia. Well, I can barely handle the internet in the US of A. Lord knows what would happen if I tried to run the internet or do anything on the internet or make the internet work in not only a different country, a different continent, a different hemisphere, a different ocean. I'm kind of in the middle of the US. I'm not really on an ocean. My state touches the Gulf of Mexico, so that kind of feeds into the Atlantic. So I guess different ocean. Good enough for me. So yeah, anyways, that did not need to be that much of a side tangent. Cameron says, here's some stats for you. SVG has more points than Chastain in the last 6 ovals, 95 versus 94. Well, Chastain's been on a slump. If we go by his race to race, come on, deep statistics. I need you to work. I need you to work right now. There you go. See what happens when you yell at things? Always works. Don't actually yell at things. Okay, so top 10 at Watkins Glen, top 10 at Chicago. But, I mean, look outside of that. And, okay, you specified ovals, so we take those out of the equation. Best finish on an oval is 11th at Iowa, but outside of that, I see some 30s. I see a 39th. He was dead last at Indianapolis. We have a 33rd at Dover, a 33rd at Atlanta, 26th at Pocono, 24th. Okay, that's Sonoma. That's a road course once again. 19th at Richmond, 15th at Daytona. So, yeah, he's been on a rough stretch here. I mean, I'm not expecting Ross Chastain to run top 5 every week, but I would say I think top 10 to top 15. So, like right here, this is about what I expect from Chastain. 12th, 11th, the occasional top 5, and then a bunch of top 10 numbers in here, and the occasional outlier or off race where they finish 20th, finish 18th. Like, things happen. So, I don't know. I'm good to go into his stat profile. He's one of the ones I'm considering a first round elimination, but I think he can get through, but I don't know. Basically, from Bubba on down, I could see any of those guys getting eliminated. I tell you what, before I go back to these comments here, there is no runaway in playoff points this year. Like, usually every year we see 1 to 2 guys with, like, just so many playoff points. It's like, there's no way they get eliminated first round. And realistically, like, from Bell on up, they're not getting eliminated, even if they have a bad race, even if they have a crash. But 32 is not a lot. Last year, Larson probably had the most, and he still had 40 plus, I want to say. 2023, I think Byron had 50 plus. 2022, Elliott had like 45, 50, something like that. 2021, Larson had like 50 something, 60 something. 2020, Harvick had 70 something. So every year we see like the top 1 or 2 guys have like 40 plus, 45 plus, 50 plus. No one's gotten to 35. So if Larson goes out at Darlington and does what he did in the spring and crashes on lap 2 and finishes dead last, well, all of a sudden, he's going to be below the cut line. I think, because Tyler Reddick could very well win at Darlington. Josh Berry could have a top 5. Joey Logano could have a top 5. Ross Chastain could have a top 5. Like, we could see some crazy things happen if like a Larson or a Byron have stage 1 disaster. At the end of the day, they're probably going to put 2 of the 3 races together, and that's going to be enough. But I'm just saying, I don't think anyone is safe this year in the first round. I would say the top 5, I feel 90+% confident, but not as confident. Like if Larson had the 50 he had last year, I would say they could afford 2 bad races and find a way to make it. So, yeah, just a little observation. I don't know how statistically accurate those numbers I threw out were, but guesstimating. 43 of those 62 laps led for Busch were at Coda, where he nearly won. So outside of that race, he's only led 19 laps. Cody Ware clips. Oh, that is disgusting, Micah. Oh, I got to screenshot that and put that on the Twitter. Oh, Twitter. Kyle Busch Twitter's going to freak out on that one. That is a... Oh, Kyle Busch, I can't believe it's come to this point that Cody Ware is leading more laps than you on ovals. Oh, that's nasty. Let's see here. Javier says, let's eliminate the Penske cars in every single race. Do you mean playoff elimination or like Matt Kenseth elimination? Because there's a big difference there. Nee, hello. How are you? Jamie asked, am I able to see all of your brackets or are you... So I think, Jamie, if I'm correct, once the playoffs start, then you can see everyone else's bracket. It's the same thing as fantasy where I can't see your lineup right now. But once the race starts and once things officially lock, then I can see your lineup. Then I can see what you've done with your bracket. But obviously, once it starts, I can't make changes. So if I know, Jamie, that you're really good at making a bracket, I can't wait until the race starts, see your bracket, and then make my changes based off of you because the race has already started, the playoffs have already started. That's not how this thing works. So ultimately, yeah. I don't think you can right now, but you will be able to eventually. Do we see a Hendrick or Penske car exit in the round of 16? If it's a Hendrick car, it's Bowman. So I have already pre-recorded the Bowman championship case. I will let you guys know in a minute why, or at some point during this live stream why. Bowman, Bristol's a decent track for him. Like, he's got some top 5s and top 10s, but still it's not consistent enough to be confident. His Gateway numbers are awful. His Darlington numbers are subpar. So if it's going to be a Hendrick car, it's going to be Bowman. Elliott's not exactly in a great position playoff points-wise, so he's not a safe call either. Though Elliott's really good at Bristol. He's decent at Darlington and Gateway. He's only got 2 starts, so who knows. Penske, this track lineup kind of works out decently for Penske, but I would lean Cindric. I know he's the defending winner of Gateway, but nothing great at Darlington off the top of my head. I did that championship case 2 weeks ago. And Bristol, nothing that I can remember. I mean, Logano's next-gen numbers at those tracks aren't exactly great either. I remember Logano, his first 2 next-gen races at Darlington were elite. He won a race. He finished top 5 in the other. But outside of that, I can't remember anything significant. And then Bristol, nothing significant that I can remember. So Blaney's through, Larson's through, Byron's through. There's no way one of those guys get eliminated. But if it's going to happen, it's going to be either Bowman, Logano, or Cindric, and maybe Elliott just because he doesn't have the points to his name. Yeah, Pastel Ninja K said it pretty good there. Cindric might get eliminated. His only saving grace is that Penske is good at Gateway. Well, okay, so David brings up Joey Logano will not make it to the round of 12. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Joey Logano is the only defending champion in this format to be eliminated in the round of 16 or earlier. So he won the 2022 championship, and then he got eliminated first round 2023. So he could very well do it again. He doesn't have the points. 2 of the tracks are iffy at best for him. It could happen again. I think they've been a little bit better this year than they were last year. Now, it's not substantial. It's not like a humongous leap, but it's marginal. And something, no one's talking about this because everyone talked about it last year. So Logano's like 15th in the points. He's on the verge of missing the playoffs, and he wins that Nashville race late in the summer. Well, here's a little fun fact for you. Did you know that if Joey Logano did not win Texas, that he would have missed the playoffs? Because he was behind Chris Buescher in points. So if you take that Logano win out of the equation, you take a position out of the playoffs, Chris Buescher was next in line after Alex Bowman, points-wise. So without that Texas win, Logano would have missed the playoffs. So it's not being talked about. Like, I have not seen it at all. I can pull up the regular season standings for you if you want hard evidence. For once, I'm not just throwing a number out there. I have the hard evidence. I know Bob Parker's tweeted out. Regular season. Points report. Here we go. Look at this. Okay? And that is the playoff standings. Oops. My bad. Maybe it's this one. Nope, that's the race results. Owner's points. Nope. Don't want that. That is the entry list for this week. I think I posted this. I think I posted this on my community posts. I think I posted the final results of the regular season. Please say I did. If not, I'm just going to be really sad here for a minute. I really enjoy this feature. Oh, I knew I did it. Yes, let's go. Okay, so here you go. So if we go to the regular season standings, Joey Logano, see, he is behind Chris Buescher. So if Logano did not win Texas, he would have missed the playoffs. Fun fact. Or not so fun fact if you are Jamie. Anyways. Do you think RCR, ECR goes to Dodge? Oh, I got no idea. I mean, ECR struggled, it's seemingly with RCR and Colleague. I think we can all guess that they're going to go to Dodge now, assuming Dodge comes back. So, as for RCR, it's been such a long connection between Chevy and RCR, it's hard to see them somewhere else. But if they're not happy, then I guess they could leave. You never know. Clausen Z, hello. There's no such thing as late for you, Clausen Z. TP, thanks for being here. Is WWT somewhat of a breaking oval? Yes, I would say so. It's flat. It's very flat, so you got to break. There's a couple of lines you can kind of run there, I think. I don't know. I've only watched like 3 Cup races there, so we've only had it on the Cup schedule 3 years. So, how many former champions are in the playoffs? Okay, Larson, Blaney, Elliott, Joey. That's it. 4. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Only 4. Byron's won a regular season, I think. Reddick's won a regular season, so if you want to add that to the equation, there you go. Anyone want to talk about legal stuff between 2311, front row, and NASCAR? Anyone? We'll glance at it. I'd rather not, but we'll glance at it. So NASCAR has informed the court that it plans to issue a charter to a team whose name and owner is redacted from the documents in 2026. It said it is not one of the charters that SHR sold to 2311 FRM. NASCAR considers those inactive charters, while the 4 23XI or 2311 FRM had as non-issued. So, does that mean NASCAR's like making up a new charter? They're just adding a charter out of nowhere, or am I reading this wrong? What does this mean? I don't know. Then we got some document. This is actually a document. This is a legal document. This is actually a legal document. I'm not kidding. The entire page is redacted. Great information here. Thank you. I guess is that the court who decides to redact it? Jamie, I'm reading it right now. It says, that's exactly what it says, Jamie. I just read everything in like half a second. Ready? That's exactly what that page says. Okay, now if we go to the other pages. NASCAR provides notes to the court that had discussions with, of course it doesn't tell you who. Notwithstanding this updated information, NASCAR commits that it will maintain its representations to not sell, transfer, or otherwise convey this charter until the court issues its order on the motion for preliminary injunction currently pending before the court. Something about conveying a charter or giving a charter to, we don't know, blank, have expressed interest in obtaining a Cup Series charter over the past several years. Blank. More blank. Like, it's like reading a book, but they cut out like a third of every freaking page. I don't know. Matt Weaver's smart. Maybe he'll say something here. The two parties will be in court on Thursday over an injunction asked by 2311 and Front Row to regain chartered status, but also to prevent NASCAR from allowing other parties to acquire the disputed charters for 2026. NASCAR can't sell these charters until the court rules on Thursday's hearing. Okay, so I don't know. Oh, all right. The only page that is not redacted has contact information. That's great. That's fantastic. That's exactly the information I want. That's exactly what I want to see here. I want to see the contact information. All right, we got some lawyers from San Francisco, New York, DC, Charlotte. It's exactly the kind of information I want. Not... Denver, I get what you're saying. It's potentially there, but it's a brand new track for him. He never raced it in Xfinity. Now that he's adapted to the ovals a little bit more and he's driven the Cup car every single week, maybe, I think for sure, like a top 20 is not out of the equation, but I just really don't like Bristol and Gateway back-to-back for him. But we'll see. We'll see. If Hamlin or any other 2311 drivers get to the championship four, huge money is up for grabs from NASCAR to fence them. Dude, if I'm going to laugh so hard if a 2311 car wins the championship. That would be the funniest thing ever. Steve Phelps has to hand over the trophy. Or is it O'Donnell? Maybe it's both of them. You know what would be even funnier if Jim France had to do it? That would be really funny. Yeah, we're not quite till our Monday picks yet, but let's look at fantasy. All right, so somehow, some way. Okay, so if we go to my roster over here, 1, 2, 3 of my guys were involved in that lap 28 disaster, and somehow, some way, the top 10 streak extended to 6 races or 5 races. I've lost count. That's how good it is. And somehow, some way, still 14th in the league. I don't get it. I don't get how this game works. Also, Kyle Larson, when did you get so good at super speedways? Like, it literally happened overnight. He has top 10s at all 3 this year. Atlanta, Daytona, and Talladega. Crackler won the race this week in one of the wackiest races in terms of a fantasy race. Crackler picked up the win. I would love to see what your lineup was, Crackler. Ryan Blaney, Daniel. Okay, so the 1, 2, 7th, or 6th, which had a bunch of stage points. Hamlin did not help you out. Bell, who scored a bunch of stage points and finished decently. And what's crazy is if Crackler subbed in Brad, would have had 7 more points. But, goodness. Crackler put a whipping on the field. 22 points. Tie for second. That's neat. But if we go to the league standings, Dunkin' Donuts. Woof! Dunkin' Donuts opening up a bit of a lead. 128 points. Wow. Zerkman 95 and expat _ Kiwi _ Mike _ Wallace and Dan the Jets fan falling out of contention a little bit. And look at this. Matt Smith 53 sneaking up there. It's literally like, it's just like what we're watching in Cup right now. The battle for the lead is kind of getting a little separated, but like 3rd through 7th is just insane right now. Fantastic Priest is only 7 points behind Aussie Matt. RT Racing is only 20 points behind. Tyler Hernandez 6 is only 16 points behind RT Racing. And then we got a little bit of a drop-off, Zero Apex right outside the top 10. But then it's close again with Hell on Wheels 24, Mike at MLB 15. And then there's a gap to me. I got a little bit of a buffer to Oscar Dave. Crackler, which is our winner, is catching up to both of us, me and Oscar Dave. Dr. Zero, Jamie, who is the lifelong Logano fan. David Jerry 24 fan. Nee, hi Nee. I see you in the comments saying you don't want to read this, but here we are. Sportswagon, Supercar Nut, Tritech, Space Wrangler Racing, JTF526 rebutted. And all the people who didn't fill out their entries. Let's move on to Darlington. Not like our Monday picks, but like fantasy. Has anyone joined the league? Oh, someone joined the league since. Wow. The self-promotion worked. High five. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Okay. Oh, Jamie. Yeah, Jamie, the lifelong Logano fan, is indeed in there. The stupid website is glitching out, and I can't see who's down here. So if you're down here, hi. I hope you don't have a dumb name, and I have to kick you out. We haven't had that yet, so that's good. I shouldn't have even brought that up. Denver joined. Good job, Denver. High five. Anyone got anything? I'm currently in the middle of a brain fart, so I need some help. Daniel Suarez finished second. Again, just like he did at Vegas. Justin Haley third. Cole Custer fourth. Top five. First top five of the year for both of those guys. Eric Jones with the top five. That might be his first or maybe his second. Larson once again ran. Okay, so we got to go to this. When did Kyle Larson get so good at the super speedways? Or why? Like, Kyle Larson, you're supposed to not be good at this. Kyle Larson gave up leading all these laps and winning all these races in the summer to finish good at the super speedways. Daytona 500 20th. Don't even know what happened there. Atlanta 3rd. Don't know how. Talladega 2nd. Don't know how. Atlanta Summer 17th. Okay. Wow. Daytona 6th. Like, I don't know what Larson did, but anyway. Brock, if you're having trouble joining the league, you might have to search it up. It's under my name. Nikolai P. Culp, bracket league or something. It's weird. I don't know why it doesn't just directly send you to the group. It sends you straight to making a bracket and doesn't auto attach the group. I don't know why it does it that way, but I wish I could tell you, but sorry, I can't. That would require me having a brain, so. Anywho. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, this first round of eliminations is going to be tough. Because genuinely, anyone from 6th to 15th or 16th could get eliminated, like SVG. I know he's got all the points, but never been to Gateway, was pretty bad at Bristol earlier this year. Elliott, of course, you would think he's a lock, but he doesn't have the playoff points, and they have not had much winning speed this year, and one mistake puts them in a desperate situation. Briscoe's been pretty solid. I feel a little bit more confident about him, but still, if something goes wrong there, if they have a bad gateway or something. Bubba's been decent this season. Something goes wrong, same thing. Cindric, outside of gateway, not a lot of great tracks. Chastain's been inconsistent this year. Logano, Barry have been inconsistent. Reddick, if they have a bad race, they're already on the back foot in points. Austin Dillon literally has one top 5 this year. And Alex Bowman doesn't have any points, or he has 2 points. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Jamie says SVG, Chastain, Bubba, and Dillon are the first round eliminations. I mean, I feel like I'm going to eliminate Dillon. I think that's going to be one of my first round eliminations. SVG, I'm on the fence. I mean, he has a good chunk of points, and if he has an outstanding Darlington, that could be enough. I mean, if he doesn't, finish 35th again at Bristol and 35th at Gateway. Reddick, Bristol's a bad track for Reddick. It's really bad, and he doesn't have the points. Bowman, 2 of the 3 tracks aren't great for him. Barry, the tracks line up decently for him, honestly. They're not a terrible 3 tracks for him, but the only problem is that they have been inconsistent. So you can say that Barry's good there, or he's good at all 3, or that they've run good at all 3, but can they put 3 races together? Logano, it's the same story. He's decent at Darlington. He's really good at Gateway. He's not great at Bristol in the next gen. Can they put 3 races together? Can Chastain put 3 races together? Can Cindric put 3 races together? It's going to be a guessing game for these first 4 eliminations, honestly. Once again, I think most of us are going to eliminate Austin Dillon in the first round. I think that's a fair elimination. He was 25th in the points. But the other three are where the struggle is, and once again, I think it could be anyone from 6th to 16th. I don't know. Yeah, Brock, I'm sorry I can't help you there. I wish I could. I don't know why it's being weird like that. I don't know. If you're not logged in, that might be a problem. I don't know. Denver says Dylan, Bubba, Bowman, and Chastain will be the first to go. Cameron said Barry is 100% out. I mean, Barry had a really good Darlington in the spring, which is encouraging to me. And he's basically a Penske car, and Penske owns Gateway. So that helps them there. And Bristol he's decent at, but as I said, it's just a question of can they put three together. I will save that for Monday picks. All right, who wants an announcement? Anyone want an announcement? It's really exciting. It's really fun. I mean, I'm gonna have fun. You may not have fun, but I'm gonna have a heck of a time. Okay. First, I forgot to put it in my tabs, so gotta click here. Click here. The anticipation is killing you. I just know it is. Gotta make sure I don't accidentally click a video. Oh no, it's gonna pull up a video. Well, okay. We'll stick with it. Ignore the ad. So this here is my 2024, our 2024 Southern 500 weekend playlist. This is whenever I have the opportunity to go to a track, cover a race, I put everything in a playlist, and you are able to see everything at once. Kind of like the championship cases. Well, going back to Darlington. So I will be at the Southern 500 race weekend yet again, covering the race. Big thank you to Bob Francis, GoFullThrottle.net. I'm going to be covering the race for him. I'm going to do some written stuff on his end. He's going to help me out getting into the race, obviously, getting credentials and all that. But he's also going to let me continue to do some video stuff. So it may not be as much as this, but I still plan on doing, media availabilities. Do my best. I know the Aussies and Kiwis like the SVG qualifying lap, so I'll do my best to get that again. Some random videos, but also I'm going to be posting on his channel, on his website, on his Twitter, Facebook, whatever other social media accounts he has. So while I'll also be posting on here, on my normal channel here, we'll also be posting on his stuff as well. I'm going to see if I can add it in here, because I know I'm subbed to all this stuff on YouTube. But yeah, I'm going to be back at Darlington. So I'm going to be traveling tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tomorrow I'm going to visit some friends. And then Wednesday I'm going to stay there for a bit. And then Thursday I'm going to head out and I'm going to get close. And then I'll be at the track Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited. Anytime, it's an honor to cover a race anytime the opportunity presents itself. But Darlington's such a cool track. It's such a historic track that I love that place. It's so cool. It really is a really cool place. So, and the fact that it's a crown jewel weekend on top of that, double plus for me. I know I'm following him somewhere on here. Am I not? Maybe I need to go to all my subscriptions. Man, I didn't even know I was subscribed to some of these people. Some of this is from middle school or something. That's horrifying. If I don't get it in the next 2 minutes, then I will give up. Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. I knew I was going to find it eventually. Copy. I'm going to see if this works. Because YouTube has ats now. See if you can click that. Okay, actually, I need to do that on my phone and make sure that works. Okay, that did not work. Anywho, you know what? I'll post a video in the community post of where to look for some bonus stuff. But anywho, yeah. Jamie, I hate to break it to you, Jamie, but Zilisch is going to be in Portland. I will be on the wrong side of the country at the wrong racetrack. If I'm interviewing Zilisch, then I'm in the wrong place. So. Yeah, Michael, SVG winning the championship is, I can tell you what the odds are. It's a long shot. I think last time I checked, it was like 60 to 1 or so. Let's see here. To win the championship, Shane Van Gisbergen is 65 to 1. He is only better than Austin Dillon and Josh Berry in the odds. Austin Dillon and Josh Berry are 100 to 1. To make the championship 4, SVG is 12 to 1. Okay, so the odds are a little bit better there. You guys got to see this. I'm not making this up. Look. It says Riley Herbst, Cody Ware, and Corey LaJoie you can get odds on to make the championship 4. Screenshot that. Okay, sure. Why not? Good job, Caesars. If you want some action on that, don't take it. You are literally wasting money down the drain. Oh, my knee. Oh, my goodness. Don't go too crazy. I would not recommend that. Whew. Whew. By the way, I'm showing Chaz Mostert your reaction when he got wrecked by Brock Feeney when I see him in the pit. Oh, no. Born Again Briar, hello. Denver, I don't even remember that happening, so I definitely don't remember how I reacted, but I hope it doesn't make an enemy. I don't want any enemies, so I'll go back and rewatch, evaluate. I mean, you can do what you want, obviously, but the main point is you're going to be at a supercars race in Adelaide, so have fun. That's months from now, but have fun. We're not quite to Monday pick territory yet. But, oh, he'll like it? Okay, well, that's good. Cool. Great. Glad he'll like it. In fact, I'm pulling that tab up right now. I'll watch it as soon as we're done with this stream. Was that, okay, Denver, was that race 1 or 2? Was that the first race or the second race? Let's see here. Oh my goodness. We've done so many Monday afters since this. Two? It was the second race? Okay. Noted. Thank you. Oh no. I think I'm about to sneeze. We're good. Just kidding. Hey, Born Again Briar. Yes, I will be there. Yeah. So, it'll be fun. If you see me, say hi. I don't know how much I'll be going around and all about during the race, obviously, but or before the race, I should say, because Saturday's a busy day. Saturday's a busy day. So during the race, honestly, most of the time I'll be at the infield. I might go get some merch at some point. I know I got this hat right here, but I might go get a Southern 500 hat. So I might do that Saturday. I'll do it Saturday or Sunday afternoon. I haven't decided which yet, just because Saturday morning is so busy, but I haven't locked anything down. So, but if I'm out there, you see me, feel free to say hi. Love to stop, talk, do whatever. Just say hi. So, but no, anyone going to the race, have fun. Let's see here. Yes, Pastel Ninja K. I was at Spring Darlington. Yep. I've been to so my first Darlington race was spring of 24, and I've been to every one since, which, I mean, it's 3 races since, so not much math to do there, but no, I've had a great time. Oh my. Michael says, what are the odds on all the front runners getting wrecked in a big one and SVG crossing in 20th place, but the only playoff driver to finish? SVG can win the championship, y'all. Well, Michael, now I will say we did have a big one at Darlington last year, but I think it involved a bunch of mid-pack guys, which that's where SVG would be more than likely. So, unlikely there. Gateway, I don't think we've had a big one. So, Gateway, there's not going to be. Bristol, there can be a big one. Bristol, there can very much be a big one. There's been a lot of big ones at Bristol before. So, if you're betting on a big one to happen, I would bet on Bristol. But you're probably not going to get it because the last 2 races there have been boring and nothing happens. So, don't get your hopes up on a big one in this first round. You never know. You never know. What date is the first round of the playoffs? Sunday, Darlington. Here in the US of A, it's Sunday at, oh God, I don't even know what time it is. 6 p.m., which is 7 p.m. Eastern, I think. Is my math right? Is that 6 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Central? I think that's 6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, it's 6 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. Eastern. What time is that in Australia, you may ask? I think that's like Monday morning, like Monday 10 a.m., 11 a.m. You got to confirm that yourself. I'm not the expert on Australian time. I can only estimate. So, Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern is the Southern 500. It's one of our crown jewels. It's a really big deal. It's a huge race. Packed crowd, hyped up. Sunset into nighttime, 500 miles. Time-wise, it's one of the longest races of the year. It's a great track for racing. Just really awesome history there. Yeah, Darlington's awesome. The Xfinity Series bubble. So the Xfinity Series bubble, Harrison Burton grew his gap. So there you go. It's either a Burton cousin or it's a new winner probably for that last spot, if I had to guess. We love Saturday races because it's Sunday here. Is viewership lower on Saturdays, and why don't we get it more? Yes, Cameron, that's exactly the reason why we don't get Saturday night races a lot, is because the viewership is awful. I mean, like, usually a NASCAR race on average, I would say, gets between 3 to 4 million viewers a week, and that might be a little bit optimistic, but I would say about 3 to 4 million viewers a week, depending on what network it's on. Like if it's on the big NBC, if it's on the big Fox channel, then it'll get a lot more viewers. But if it's on like the side channel, the second channel FS1 USA Network, it may get 2.5 million viewers. But when it's a Saturday night race and it's on one of those side channels, I mean, we're talking 2 million viewers, sometimes even, like, I think for the TNT Saturday night race, it was TNT's first race back in like a decade. I think we had like 1.8 million viewers. Like, that was a really bad viewership. So Saturday night races, as fun as they are, as cool as they are visually, unfortunately, they don't get a lot of viewership. So, yeah. Sunday afternoon, like 3 p.m. Eastern, is like the prime time to get a NASCAR race on. No, Jamie, on my phone, it gives it in my time zone, which right now is the Central Time Zone, but on my laptop computer thing, it was the Eastern Time Zone. If I was a betting man, who would I put my hard-earned cash on? For the Southern 500 or for the championship? Because it could be the same answer, actually. It's a good question. I mean, I don't know. Byron feels like he's kind of due. You can make the argument like Denny, he's very overdue. Blaney, if the championship's at Phoenix and he's there, he's going to be the favorite. Like, betting in this playoff system just doesn't make any sense. Like, so many things can go wrong. You know, everyone talks about value bets and whatever, and, you know, bet for what the best value is, and then you end up losing anyways because there's a reason it was that value. But for NASCAR, like, it makes sense because last year in the Vegas race in the fall, Joey Logano had the worst odds entering that race for the first round of the round of 8. Well, he won the championship. I think he was like 18-1 odds. 2 years before, Ryan Blaney, after his disqualification, he was like 30-1. And then he ended up winning the championship. So it's a guessing game. It really is. It's not like F1 where you know it's going to be Piastri or Norris and you're putting your money one way. It's so tough to pick. It's so tough to guess. Jamie, thanks for being here. Glad you can make it. Larson for the Cup win. Zilly for Xfinity. What about trucks, though, Jamie? What about trucks? Yes, I mean, for Saturday, for sure, I'll be wearing sunglasses. I mean, I got a little bit of a... I wear sunglasses too much. I got a little bit of a tan. The sunglass tan, so... yeah, I'll wear a hat. I'll wear sunglasses. Sometimes I go hatless. I gotta look somewhat decent sometimes, so I'll wear my track hats. I'll wear a Talladega polo probably, and then either my Darlington, Texas, Coda, or Bristol hat. Will Brown's odds on winning Xfinity? Oh boy. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be driving through Louisiana tomorrow, so I'll be looking at odds. I won't be looking at NASCAR odds. I'll be looking at football odds, but yeah, let's look at Will Brown. Xfinity Series. They don't have the Xfinity race odds yet. Let's see what MGM's got. Yeah, they don't have the race up either. Doesn't look like. Yeah, no one has the race up because the entry list just got dropped like 20 minutes ago. So, no odds yet on Xfinity, but Will Brown is in it. I'm assuming he'll be top 10 in the odds if I had to guess. So, we'll see. Yeah, Brett, once again, the Saturday night may work out perfectly for the Australians because it's Sunday morning, but ratings-wise here in the U.S., it's a disaster, especially in the fall. Fall is football season over here in the U.S., and we're never going to be able to compete with football. That's the fact of the matter. NFL or college. College, like, oh my goodness. Texas plays Ohio State this Saturday. Those ratings are going to be through the roof, and it does not matter what channel the truck race is on. They are not going to come anywhere close to that. Like, it's going to be 10 plus million viewers on the Texas Ohio State game. Trucks will be a few 100,000. So, I'm a Texas fan. I'll be keeping a side eye on the Texas Ohio State game, but yeah, I'll be obviously focusing more on the truck race since I'm going to be there. But yeah, it's we're never going to compete with football, unfortunately. I hate to break it to everyone, but we're never going to be close to them. Don't ever get your hopes up. We may beat like if Northwestern played DePaul or something in football, we might lose the Chicago viewership, but we'll win the national viewership there because I don't think anyone cares about Northwestern and DePaul outside of Chicago for a football game. No offense if you're a Northwestern or DePaul fan. I don't know why I'm going at your teams. Anywho. Anyone want to make some Monday picks? Let's make some Monday picks. So the first Monday pick I'm going to ask you to make, obviously, I'm saving mine for Friday when I make my championship playoff bracket thing. I want to hear your championship, or no. I want to hear your Final Four and your champion. That's the first Monday pick I want to hear. Your Final Four and your 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champion. I can't get them all on one screen, so you know who's in the playoffs. Oh my goodness, wow, my bad. I want to hear your Final Four and your champion. Born Again Breyer says Ross Chastain, Denny Hamlin, Byron, and Blaney. Ross winning the championship. Oh my. It's quite bold. Pastel Ninja K says Larson, Blaney, Byron, Bell. Champion Bell. That was more what I was expecting. All right, anyone else? Nee says Blaney, Hamlin, Byron, Briscoe. Briscoe's that's a little bit of a surprise, but you never know. Champion being Byron. That's from Nee. So right now we've got 3 Byrons. We've got 2 Blaneys. 3 Blaneys, sorry. David's champion is Byron, and then the Final Four is Byron, Larson, Elliott, Hamlin. I saw Denny and I thought Blaney for some reason. So we got a lot of Byron. We got a lot of Blaney. We got a couple Hamlins. Only 1 Larson. Marty with the boldest so far. Bell, SVG, Briscoe, Byron, and then SVG is the champion. Oof. I mean, he's got those points, but you never know. I Love the Playoffs is going with the inverted and is saying champion SVG with the Final Four of SVG, Cindric, Barry, and Dylan. Nee says that Marty is putting $1,000 on SVG. Once again, I don't advise it. I do not advise it. I don't advise it. Now, if you were talking about like him winning the Roval, that's probably favorable. But him winning the championship, I would not do that. Easy 65K. Maybe. I guess if you want to look at the bracket here, can you see everything? Think about it too, man. This is the best this bracket is ever going to look because after Bristol, it's going to have so many red X's through it. When I put Josh Berry in the Final Four and he has the most horrendous first round in history, there's going to be so many red X's. Justy 8056 says Larson, Bowman, Reddick, and Bubba. Champion Bowman. You see, you had me at the beginning with Larson, and then I saw Bowman. I was like, that's a stretch. Reddick, that's a little bit of a stretch. And then Bubba's a stretch. And then I saw Champion Bowman. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else want to predict their Final Four and champion while we're here? once again, you can copy and paste. You can put your own predictions at the comments of the video when we end up doing that playoff preview and prediction. But at the end of the day, yeah, cool. Anti-Waffle says pancakes are better. And that Elliott, Briscoe, Logano, and Byron are his final four with Joey winning. So, all right. Let's go to the entry list. Let's do the Truck Series at Darlington, the playoff opener for the Truck Series. We got a couple of 125-year-olds in the first two trucks. Then we got Nathan Bird in the 02. We got Corey Days in the 7 this week. Mason Maggio's in the 22. Yeah, okay. So who do you think is going to win the Truck Series race? David's going to go with Corey Heim. Born Again Breyer's going to go with Raja. Anyone else? Truck Series picks. Truck Series is at Darlington this week for their playoff opener. What a name for a race. Sober or Slammer 200. Wow. It's a hell of a race name. Nee says the number 2. Can't beat that much experience. Pastel Ninja K says Elaine Riggs. David, Corey Heim, no questions. Marty's going to go with Raja. So we got a couple of Raja picks. Wow. Suarez fan 000 is going to go with Spencer Boyd. Spencer Boyd in this race? Yeah, Spencer Boyd is 76. Anyone else? Anyone else? Going once, going twice. Nikolai P. Colt fan 2000 says Grant Enfinger. Brawny 24 Ever says Chandler Smith. I'm going to be boring. I'm going to go Corey Heim. I think Corey Heim gets the win. It's boring. I know. I'm sorry. It's just how things go. Portland, the Xfinity Series race at Portland. Cancel Waffles 2025. Anti-Waffles, I found your burner. Anti-Waffles. Xfinity Series. Let's go and look at the significant entries. Alex LeBay is in the 07. Will Brown is in the 11 for Colleague. Garrett Smithley in the 14. Jack Perkins is in the 19. At the ripe young age of 125, is in the 24 car. Joey Hand's in the 28 car. What? No way. Oh, that's so cool. Vicente Salas is in the 28 car, or 45 car. Josh Williams is in the 91 car. So make your Monday picks. Justy8056 is going with Joey Hand. Oh, yeah, baby. Born Again Breyer says William Sawalich. Jokes on You, LOL says Jeb Burton. Nee says Connor Zilisch. Pastel Ninja K says Connor Zilisch. Oh, the 24 is piloted by Alan Day. Okay. David says Connor Zilisch. Marty says Will Brown. Okay, so there we go. We got a Will Brown pick. I was expecting that at some point. Sheldon Creed 00 says Sheldon Creed. God, something high, man. Apologies. Nope, it's still there. Progressive Luigi 100 says Christian Eckes. Paulie's going to go with Dean Thompson. Brock says Will Brown. I'm going to go boring again. I'm going to go with Zilisch. Zilisch wins for the first time since Watkins Glen. Of course, he technically got that Daytona win, but he of course, Kligerman drove the car to victory. Now time for the Cup Series. Time to pick the Southern 500 Crown Jewel race. Oh my goodness, this is killing me. This stupid dirt or something in my eye. Cup Series. Entry list. Here you go. Look at the sponsors. Everyone look at the sponsors. Remember, they're going to have the yellow banners again, I think. It's this. I can't get it out of my eye. It's killing me, man. Woo. So you're going to see some yellow on the Hendrick Cars colors. Some yellow on the Napa Auto Parts colors. Yellow on the Sports Clips colors. Derek Kraus is in the 44 car. Josh Bilicki's in the 66. I thought Timmy Hill was in the 66 this week, but oh well. What do I know? There's going to be some yellow on the WeatherTech car this week. Some yellow on the Ally car this week. But let's hear some Monday picks. Justy 8056 is going to go with Busher. Born Again Briar says Ty Gibbs. Brendan Poole fan 44 also going with Ty Gibbs. David says William Byron for some redemption. Brony 24 Evers Briscoe. Pastel Ninja K is Larson. Gosh dang it is a week late, but it's still saying Cody Ware. Don Roblox says Michael McDowell. Nee says Justin Haley. Anti-Waffle says Ryan Blaney. Marty says Chase Briscoe. So we got a couple Chase Briscoes. He is the defending winner, of course. It was Stuart Haas Racing's last win. Jokes on You, LOL, says Austin Cindric. Brock says Larson wins SVG top 10. Sheldon Creed 00 says Ty Dillon. I, for one, am torn because I'm a big fan of redemption and picking a good redemption story. And, you know, you could look at Byron in the spring. You could look at last year, Kyle Busch. You could look at Tyler Reddick. He's almost won here 1 billion times. You could look at you could even look at Blaney in the spring, along with Byron. Larson led a ton of laps in this race last year. I mean, Larson like the last. In fact, good grief. Larson in the Southern 500 is just another animal outside of 2022. I mean, listen to Kyle Larson's stats in the Southern 500. 263 laps led in the 2024 edition, swept the stages, ended up finishing fourth. The 2023 edition, he won while leading 55 laps. 2022, as I said, he finished 12th, didn't lead a lap. That was the outlier. 2021, he finished runner-up and led 156 laps, won a stage. 2019, he led 44 laps, finished runner-up. 2018, he led 284 laps, swept the stages, and finished third. 2017, he led 124 laps. 2016, his rookie season, he finished third and led 45 laps. Yeah, okay, yep, that convinced me. Looking at his stat profile, did enough. Kyle Larson, that's my Monday pick. Kyle Larson. So, yeah, okay, cool. We got a lot of Ty Gibbs picks this week. Larson's rookie season was 2014. Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about. Why did I think 2016 was his rookie season? 2016 was the year he first won a race. 2016, first year you win a race, your rookie season. What's the difference? It's 2 years. I'm kidding. Yeah, I was way off on that. But thank you for the correction there, Bronny 23 ever or 24 ever. Well, that's all I got for this Monday. Thank you guys for watching. As I said, I'll be at Darlington. I got to get rested up. I got to get all packed and everything and ready for the Southern 500. So I'm excited to be there. Once again, I'll be posting a bunch of stuff. I'll make some community posts kind of letting you guys know everything. And then I'll fill this thing out on Friday, and I'll have it to you on Friday. Any changes in my schedule, I will let you know. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in the next one. I appreciate you all very much.